Hi yogis, it's Lika Elwood, and I hope you can join me today on Friday at noon for my Power Flow yoga. It should be maybe 15 minutes or so. So when you're ready, come onto your mat and we'll start with a comfortable seated posture. You can cross your legs, you might sit on your shins or find any other props to support your body. Sitting up nice and tall, strong back, open heart, open mind. Start deepening your breath. Let your breath become more intentional, more mindful. Healing, strong, powerful breath. You might practice Ujjayi Pranayama, creating an ocean sound on the back of the throat on your inhale and exhale, or consider taking any other breath with a sound. Just try to create a sound that will carry you through the practice, the breath that will ground you, connect you to how you feel, to where you're at. Take a few more breaths here. Creating perhaps a little more depth with each in-breath and a little more length with each out-breath. Taking your arms to the sides and over your head, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, take your arms to the sides and over your head. Exhale, twist left. Right hand on your left knee, left fingers behind you. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center, lift your arms, keep your shoulders down. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Coming back to center, lift your heart, lift your arms. Exhale, take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles back, lift the chest, collarbones broad. And take your hands side to side, creating a little more movement in the spine, the shoulders, your torso. Coming back to center, releasing your hands down in front of you. Walking your hands forward, folding over your legs. Let your head drop heavy. Right away, notice the sensations in your hips, in your back body, the lower back. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it all out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, empty, empty, empty. Take one more inhale through the nose. Let it all out with a sound. Walk your hands to the back, towards your body, lift your heart. And find your tabletop. Come onto your hands and the knees. Bring your shoulders above your wrist, hips above your knees. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail, drop your belly down. Exhale, round into cat. Shift the hips a little back to exaggerate the stretch in the lower back. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your tail, drop your belly. Exhale, round again. Take one more inhale, lift and open. Exhale, curl your toes, lift the hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog. Start finding any gentle movements here, pedal out through the feet. Swaying your hips side to side. Release in the space along the spine. Walking your feet to the front of the mat. Folding over your legs once you get there. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, strong core. Keep your gaze forward and down. Exhale, fold again. Take one more inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Catch your right wrist with the left hand. Take your hands to the left. Keep your core strong. Take a deep breath and press down into your feet. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take your stretch to the other side. Stay here, engage through the core, lengthen a little more. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down, collarbones broad, deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees deeply and fold over your legs. You might rest your hands on your lower back if that feels too much on your shoulder areas to lift your knuckles. If it feels appropriate for your body, lift your knuckles up towards the sky. Drop your head heavy. Shake your head yes or no. Release your hands down towards the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step your left toes back. Lower your left knee down to the mat. Shift the hips forward, strong core, lift your arms over your head, Anjaneyasana, deep breath in. Exhale, stay here. Pull your lower ribs in and back. Find a little more space, a little more integrity in your lower back. Take one more breath here. Exhale, hands down. Step your right knee back. Hips high above your knees. Puppy dog stretch. Walk your hands forward. Melt your heart down towards the mat. You might rest your chin or your forehead down. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Activate through your core. Walk your hands back. Tabletop. Exhale. Curl your toes. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Shift forward. Plank pose. Exhale. Chaturanga. Hugging your elbows in towards the midline. Inhale. Cobra up dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, catch your left wrist, take both hands to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, take your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, draw your knuckles down, lift your heart. Exhale, bend your knees and fold over your legs. Bend your left knee, lengthen through the right leg. And turn to your right. Switch a couple of times. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Release your hands down. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale. Walk your feet back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Shift forward. Plank pose. Round through your upper back first to exaggerate the movement like a wave. Bend your knees, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward like a wave. Plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog, bend your knees first. Inhale, roll forward like a wave. Pause here. Notice if you're dropping your hips down, activate through your core and lift the hips. Lift the back of your heart a little higher. Hugging your hands towards each other, feet towards each other, energetically. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Long breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Take your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, fold right away. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step or float back. Inhale, up dog cobra. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Let it all out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or float to the top. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, halfway lift. Step your right toes back this time. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, lift your arms, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, stay. Pull your lower ribs in and back. Create a little more space in your lower back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step your left knee back. Hips high above your knees. Puppy dog stretch. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Walk your hands back, tabletop. Curl your toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, empty, empty, empty. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or float to the top. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Utkatasana. Send your hips back. Feet might be apart, like I'm doing it right now, or you can bring your feet together, big toes touch. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your feet a little wider than your hips. Find Malasana yogic squat. Drop your tailbone down, getting into your hips. You might use a block to sit on. Lift the chest, collarbones broad. Reconnect into your breath. Settle in here into this hip opener, to the sensations that rise and wash over your body. You might stay here in the squat and then move to your vinyasa chaturanga. If you want a little more heat, find crow pose, bakasana. Planting your palms, shoulder distance apart. Bending your elbows. Placing your knees as high up your upper arms as possible. Lean forward. Lift one or both feet round through your upper back. Step or float back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, bend your knee, open through the hip. Take a couple of circles here with the right knee. Reverse the direction. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Keep your pelvis even. Exhale, knee to your nose. Stay here, round through your upper body. Tap your right knee to your right armpit or upper arm. Left, right, left, right, creating a little more core strength here, left. Inhale, send your right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down. Lift your arms, Anjaneyasana, deep breath in. Long breath out. Lower your fingers down. Shift the hips back over your left knee. Snuggle your right heel forward and flex your right foot towards your knee. You might stay on your fingertips. You might use 2 blocks under your hands. Consider bending your right knee slightly if it feels a little too sharp on the back of your right knee. Inhale, lift your heart, lengthen. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Inhale, lift your heart, lengthen. Exhale, fold again. Take one more. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Pause here in this half split, Ardha Chandrasana. Exhale. Beautiful. Rebend your right knee, shift the hips forward. Reach your right arm back. You might stay on your fingers, you might come onto your left palm, or maybe even your left elbow. You might stay here, or lift your left foot, catching your left foot with your right hand. You might shift your hips back to be able to catch your foot, and then shift the hips forward. Try to start finding that open sensation where the left leg and the pelvis meet. Opening through your left hip flexor here. We've been sitting a lot behind a computer desk, most likely most of us. So just try to pay attention to that area of the body. Take one more breath. Exhale, release. Let go of your left foot. Bring your hands down. Curl your back toes under, lift the back knee. Walk your fingers slightly forward and lift your left leg high, stand and split. Fold over your right leg. This is a great place to be. To challenge the stand and split, you can either catch your right ankle with one or both hands, or switch the legs in the air, and it might look like this. You might start lifting high through the hips. Maybe finding your handstand for a moment. And come to your forward fold when you're ready. Letting your head drop heavy. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shift your weight to your left foot. Lift your right knee in front of you. Flex through the right foot, engage through the core. You might place your right hand on your right knee, left hand on the left hip. If you're ready, you might catch the big toe. You might lengthen your leg halfway perhaps. This is a great place to be, all the way straight in front of you. Try to stay as upright as possible. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Beautiful. Bend your right knee and take your tree pose. Bring your right foot against your left leg, above or below your knee. Take your hands to the heart. Notice if you're kind of leaning onto your left with your left hip. Engage through the core and lift up a little higher so you're more even in your foundation. You can stay with your hands to your heart or lift your arms over your head, shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, hands to the heart. Bring your right knee in front of you. Exhale, lower your right foot down. Shake your legs if needed. Do a little dance. Whoop, whoop. And come back to your mountain pose. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your arms. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, hinge the hips. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left toes back. Come onto your fingertips, so you're in a high crescent. Make sure you slide in your left heel further back, so your heel is not back, but it's quite lifted above the ball of your foot. Inhale, shift the hips forward, lift your heart. You might use blocks under your hands. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Inhale, shift forward, heart forward. Exhale, hips up and back, fold over your right leg. One more, inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, rebend your right knee. Step your back foot a few inches forward, so shorten and widen your stance for the pyramid pose. Try to find evenness in your pelvis. So stepping the feet wider will create a little more support for the hips. You might stay here, taking your fingers by your right foot. You might take your hands, interlacing your fingers behind you. You might take a prayer behind the back of your heart, or even interlace your fingers behind your left leg. So take a few breaths here. Take one more breath. Let it all out. Release your hands up either side of your right foot. Bend your right knee and slide your left toes back. Plant your left palm down. Peel your right arm up to the sky. Twist. This is a great place to stay or transition to a side plank. Roll to the pinky side of your left foot. Step your right foot on top of your left. You might bring your foot in front of your left. You might even drop your left knee down. You can stay here. Might bring your gaze up. You can catch the big toe and extend your leg up. Opening through the heart. Take one more breath here. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up to the cobra. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Stay in your child's pose and use this opportunity to connect to your breath. If you'd like to use few breaths and go upside down to create a little more internal heat in your body, feel free to do so, but again, creating that intention of settling into your breath. So it can be a headstand, you can use the wall behind you, it can be a handstand or forearm balance, your choice. So again, staying in your child's pose or coming into inversion of your choice. And this is a great place to be if you're starting with your headstands, plugging your shoulders in, charging your forearms down. Walk your feet closer to your head so the hips are high enough already. Just play with taking one foot and then another up towards your belly. You take a few rounds here. If you're in a headstand, make sure you're not looking at the screen and not turning your head side to side, as your neck might be vulnerable in this position. So if you're not familiar with a headstand, feel free to stay in child's pose if needed. Take a few breaths here. And when you're ready, come to your child's pose. If you're still in your inversion, walk both hands to your left. Taking your right hand on your left, shift the hips to the right and back. Let your head drop heavy. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Walk your hands through center, all the way to your right. Cover your right hand with your left. Shift the hips to the left and back. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Take one more inhale. Exhale. Walk your hands back to the center. Find your tabletop on the in-breath. Exhale, curl your toes. Lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog.
Again, find gentle movements here. Press in one, heel down, bend the opposite knee and switch a couple of times. And then find your stillness, shifting the hips up and back. Chest towards your thighs, drop your head heavy. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, bend your knee, open through the hip. Take a couple of circles here with the left knee. Reverse the direction. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back, pelvis stays even. Exhale, left knee to your nose, round to your upper body. Stay here, left knee, left upper arm, right, left, right, left. I know it's hard, right. Send your left leg up and back, deep breath in. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Lower your right knee down. Lift your arms, find Anjaneyasana, deep breath in. Exhale, settle here. Take one more breath. Exhale, lower your fingers down. Please consider using blocks under your hands for a little extra height or a little more support, or you can stay on your fingertips. Shift the hips back over your right knee. Sliding your left heel forward to find length through the left leg. Consider finding gentle softness behind your left knee. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. Take one more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Pause here in this Ardha Hanumanasana, split. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Very nice. Where you bend your left knee, shift the hips forward. Plant your right palm down. You can also come into your right elbow, stretch your left arm back. Stay or lift your right foot. You might reach or you might catch your foot. You might need to shift your hips back first to catch your foot and then shift the hips forward, hard back. Take a deep breath in. Bring awareness to your right hip flexor where the right leg and the pelvis meet. Exhale. Take two more breaths. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale, let go of your right foot. Bring your hands down. Curl your back toes under, lift the back knee. Walk your fingers forward, shift your weight to your left foot, lift your right leg high. Stand and split. This is already plenty. You can also use blocks under your hands. Or you might catch your left ankle with one or both hands and play with your balance here. Or just like we did on the other side, switching the legs in the air perhaps. Again, and you might start here and just working on shifting your weight onto your hands a little more, taking your hips high and high each time. We'll all meet in the forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Shift your weight to your right foot this time. Lift your left knee in front of you. Try to stay in a very strong upright position. You might take your left hand on your left knee, right hand on the hip. You might catch your left big toe with your left peace fingers. This is a great place to be again. Focus on staying upright. You might extend your, oopsie, left leg straight towards you, towards the front. Keeping the knee bent might create a little more upright position, a little more length in the spine. So if you need to do that, please do so. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale, bend your left knee. Take your tree pose. Left foot against your right leg. Stay upright, hands to the heart, or lift your arms up towards the sky. Vrikshasana. Again, if you notice, if you're leaning onto the right side, Find a nice, upright, strong position. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Inhale, hands to the heart. Draw your left knee in front of you. Exhale, step your left foot down. Shake your legs. Do a little dance. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come back to your mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms, reach up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right toes back. Come onto fingertips, so take blocks under your hands, shift the hips forward, lift your heart, deep breath in. Exhale, hips up and back, fold over your left leg. Inhale, rebend your left knee hard forward. Exhale, hips up and back, fold again. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hips up and back and fold. Pause here, deep breath in. Long breath out. Rebend your left knee first to step your right foot closer to your front. So shorten and widen your stance here, keeping your pelvis as even as possible. Inhale here. Exhale, fold in your pyramid so both legs are straightish. You might stay with the fingers on the floor blocks. You might take your fingers above your lower back, interlacing your fingers. You might take reverse prayer here. Or interlace your fingers behind your right leg. Finding your variation of the pyramid pose. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands down, bend your left knee, slide your right toes further back. So come into your runner's lunge. Right palm down, peel your left arm up to the sky. Stay here, especially if your wrist's a little tender, or come to your side plank. Roll to the pinky side of your right foot and step your left foot on top of your right. Maybe in front or behind your foot, that's more support. Maybe your right knee down if your right wrist feels a little tender. If you'd like to play with catching your left foot, maybe opening your leg up. Knee might be bent a lot. Take 2 deep breaths. One more. Release. Find chaturanga. Inhale up to the cobra. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Again, you can stay in child's pose if you'd like to use this opportunity to go upside down and you're familiar with inversions. Take your inversion of your choice here for a few breaths. If you feel a little scary to go upside down, but you want to still explore the benefits or similar variations to it, you're welcome to come to a dolphin pose, forearms parallel to each other, hips high. So this is already inversion. Your head is below your heart, hips above your heart. Stay here in your dolphin pose, plugging your shoulders in, charging your forearms down. You might play with lifting one leg high and switching. You might hop just like we did in a handstand perhaps, and switching the legs in the air. Again, you are welcome to do it against the wall. You might lift up or not. Not happening for me today, but oh well. Child's pose then. Take a few breaths here. You might kind of shift side to side. You might take your left hand outside of your left knee. This is a great spinal rotation and side body stretch. Switching here. Coming back to your tabletop when you're ready. Inhale. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend your elbows to the sides or back. Fold. Inhale, Padangustasana. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, slide your hands under your feet for Padahastasana Gorilla Pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold again. You can bend your knees as much as needed. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath here. Maybe wiggle your toes to massage your wrist. We did a lot on the wrist today. Exhale. Release your hands, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Take your arms over your head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Close your eyes and pause here for a moment. Drawing your tailbone down towards the heels, reaching up through the top of the head. Noticing your breath. The breath usually highlights the work of our internal organs, how fast our mind works. So just pay attention. Maybe slow down your breath. Grounding, connecting to the ground with your feet. Feel steady, supported, held. Take one more breath here. Let it all out. Open your eyes. If your eyes were closed, lift your arms, reach up, inhale. Exhale, hinge the hips, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take your feet a little wider than your hips. Open your toes to the sides, bend your knees, drop your tailbone down. Find Malasana again. Block on it to sit on will provide perhaps a support for your knees or your hips if needed. You might stay here or take your binds and twists. Take your right arm in front of your right leg, left arm to the left. Wrapping your left arm around your back, right arm around your right leg. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist. Other way. Inhale, stay. Exhale, take a bind if you wish. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Come back to center. Hands to the heart. Stay in Malasana Yogic Squat or find your arm balance, your crow pose. If you're not familiar with that and you want to play with that, taking a block, a bolster, pillow in front of you might help. But if you're using a block, you might rest your forehead on a block, and then that will provide a little more support. So it will look like this. You'll take your hands shoulder width distance apart, knees behind your triceps, tapping your forehead on a block. So you're already taking that fear of landing on your face out of the equation. Maybe lift your foot, maybe both feet, maybe lift your head. So play with your crow pose for a couple of more breaths. And return to your yogic squat when you're ready. Take your hands behind you. If you're on a block, move the block out of your way to the side and land your bottom all the way down. Walk your feet towards each other so soles of your feet touch. Open your knees to the side. And kind of create this rock in action side to side for a moment to get a little more comfortable in your posture. Hold on to your toes or your ankles. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Baddha Konasana, deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, extend your left leg forward. Bring your right foot against your left leg. So we did a lot on the hamstrings today. You're welcome to find a deeper variation perhaps, so try not to maybe hold back. Lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, fold. Again, please respect the edges, the conditions that you might have. So if you feel like it's too sharp or it takes you out of your breath, feel free to back up a little and find a more comfortable position to be in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release. Take your right hand behind you. Lift the hips, stretch your left arm over your head and back. Take another breath here. Exhale, bring your hips back and down. Keep your left leg extended. Lift your right knee. Place your right foot outside of your left leg. Keep your left leg extended for today. Bring your right fingers behind you. Lift your left arm up, get tall, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist opposite way. You might stay here with an open twist. You might even lean back. Or you might play with a baby grasshopper posture. So turn towards your left, keeping your left leg straight. Your right toes and your left toes facing towards the wall on your left. You can either bring your left palm down or you can bring your left forearm down. Take your right arm in front of your right shin. You might catch the pinky side of your foot. Again, we did a lot on the hamstrings today, so your foot might be closer than you usually would find it. Or you might hold on to your ankle or use a strap. Lean forward and lift through the hips. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Baby grasshopper. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Slowly release. Switch sides. Extend your right leg forward. Bend your left knee. Take your left foot against your right leg. Flex your foot. Ground through your sits bones. Lift your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Holding onto your foot or your ankle, or maybe rest your hands at either side of your leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heart, release. Exhale, left hand behind you. Inhale, lift the hips, stretch your right arm over your head and back. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale, exhale, bring your hips back and down. Keep your right leg extended, lift your left knee. Step your left foot outside of your right leg. Keep your right leg extended for today. Take your left fingers behind you, lift your right arm up. And exhale, twist left. Bringing your right elbow outside of your left knee for a moment. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Come back to center. Turn opposite way to twist. Again, you're welcome to stay in a twist or walk your hands back to lean back or play with the arm balance variation, grasshopper, baby grasshopper rather. Turn to your right. Keep your right leg straight, left knee bent. Toes are facing, both sets of the toes facing to the wall on your right. Right forearm, or you can keep your right palm on the floor. Take your left arm in front of your left shin, reaching towards the outside of your ankle or your pinky side of your foot. Lift the hips and hold this baby grasshopper. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Slowly release. Come back to center. Beautiful. Taking your boat pose, Navasana. Bring your hands behind your thighs. Lift your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back and down. Draw the back of your heart back. Keep your spine long. Lift your feet. Spread your toes wide. A lot of intention in your toes. Stay here with your hands behind your thighs or reach your arms forward. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Maybe extend your legs. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Release your feet down. Take your hands behind you. Fingers face in the same direction as your toes. Inhale. Lift the hips. Reverse tabletop. Open through the front of your body. Maybe keep your gaze forward or up. If it feels like you're on your back, let your head drop heavy. Inhale. Lift the hips. Exhale, lower your hips down, find boat Navasana. So we'll take few rounds just like that, transitioning from boat to your reverse tabletop. Bring your feet down, hands behind you, lift the hips high. So it's a nice contra posture, different engagement of the body. Lower your hips down, boat pose. So stay with this transition, boat to reverse tabletop and back, or to make it harder, take your reverse tabletop. And instead of taking a boat pose, which you can, shift the hips back past your wrist and lift higher. Inhale, lift the hips high, reverse tabletop. Exhale, bring your hips back behind your wrist, L shape. Once more, inhale, open up. Exhale, L shape. Maybe lift your feet. Woo, release. Move the sit bones to the side to create a little more ground and sensation here. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, fold. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep your spine long. Take 2 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, take your hands behind you. You might revisit your reverse tabletop so it's a little more supported for your wrists. Or to make it harder, bring your feet together. Big toes touch, point your toes back, reverse plank pose. Lift the hips, gaze forward, up or back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale. Take one more breath, lift high still. Exhale, bring your hips back and down. Slide to the front of the mat. Stretch your arms forward Activate through your core and roll down vertebra by vertebra. Slowly, 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 slowly. Once you're on your back, bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug and rock side to side massage on your back. Come back to center, lower your feet down to the mat. Brush the backs of your heels with your fingers so you know that your heels are close enough to your hips. Take in your bridge pose. Press your feet down, strong core. Lift the hips high. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. If you notice your knees are splitting to the sides, bring them closer in. Lift the back of your heart higher. Snuggle your shoulder blades closer in. Your fingers might connect. Your hands might be apart. Keep your core strong. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Flex through the right foot. Reach up through the right heel. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Open your right knee to the side, lift the hips high. Keep your legs, release your arms, bring your upper back, middle back, lower back all the way down. You might stay here with the left foot on the floor, hands on your thighs, or to go deeper, lift your left foot, take your hands behind your left thigh, on top of your left shin. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe stay still or rock side to side. Might feel good. Come back to center. Release your hands down. Lower your left foot to the mat. Bring your right leg onto your left. Squeeze your thighs tightly together. Open your arms to the sides. Let your knees drop to your left. Maybe gaze to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Coming back to center. Unwind your legs, bring your feet down. Hip width distance apart. Hold on to your beak. Bring your heels closer to your hips rather. Yep. Press your feet down. Again, strong core, lift the hips high. Find in your set to Bandha Sarvangasana, snuggle your shoulder blades closer in or bridge. Hands might be apart. You might let your fingers interlace. Stay here, strong core this time. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Flex through the foot. Inhale, lift. Higher through the heel. Exhale, bend your left knee, open your left knee to the side, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Inhale, hips higher. Exhale, release your arms. Bring your upper back, middle back, lower back down. Stay with the right foot down, hands on your thighs. Or for a little more sensation, lift your right foot, take your hands behind your right thigh, on top of your right shin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Exhale. Release your hands, bring your right foot down. Left leg on top, squeeze your thighs tightly together, open your arms to the sides. Let your knees drop to the right, head to the left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your knees back to center. Unwind your legs, bring your feet down to the mat. Take your hands by your hips for another bridge pose. If you'd like to take supported bridge, you can place the block under your hips in any height that you want.
If you have a full wheel in your practice, place your fingers by your ears, fingers facing the same direction as your toes. Press your hands and your feet down, lift up. So instead of leaning towards the back of the mat, draw the heart towards the wall you're looking at, towards the front of your mat. Take a couple of breaths here. Stay for as long as you wish again. Make sure your breath is steady. And when you're ready, release onto your back. Bring your feet to the edges of the mat, knees bent. And bring your knees side to side. Windshield wiper shins side to side. Come back to center. Find your happy baby pose. Reach the soles of your feet with your hands. Press your sacrum down. Rock side to side. Bend your left knee. Extend your right leg. And switch a couple of times. Maybe both legs open to the sides. Bring the soles of your feet touch. Open your knees wide. Bring your feet down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Take your time and notice. Scan your body and see how you feel. Take a minute or two to finish your practice any way you want. You might take another back bend, bridge or wheel. You might take an inversion, shoulder stand, supported shoulder stand with a block under your hips. Maybe a headstand, a handstand, or a forearm balance stand. You might use this opportunity to take your pigeon pose. If you do something on one side, make sure you revisit it on that other side as well. And again, taking a supported shoulder stand might provide a nice cooling, calming sensation here. If you're taking a headstand, make sure you find an integrity in your neck. If there is any tenderness there, please stay away from this posture, perhaps. If you're taking a shoulder stand, you might move to plow pose. Maybe bending your knees by your ears, reaching your arms over your head, holding on to the opposite elbows behind your knees. Stay in your posture for as long as you wish. Finding any contra postures that you might need. If you went to inversion, like a headstand, a handstand, child's pose. If you want to shoulder stand, fish pose, Matsyasana, like I'm demonstrating here. Opening through the heart, through your throat. Maybe lifting your feet. Whenever you finish, taking your time to settle to your final pose of relaxation, Shavasana. You might lay on your back, legs stretched forward. You might place a bolster or pillow or blanket under your knees, rolled blanket, to support your lower back. You might bring your legs up the wall. So take your time to find your comfortable posture to be. Start letting go of any effort. Finding ease, softness, surrender. I encourage you to stay here in this final relaxation pose, Shavasana,
for as long as you can, maybe taking 5, 7, 10 minutes to let go, to be here in a space that you created. Heavy, soft, relaxed body. Relaxed mind. Staying here for as long as you wish, and whenever you're finished, find any gentle movements to come out.